So there are always going to be three top reasons. I'm going to call it the top 3 reasons why people should own a home. Renting has become extremely expensive. There's the interest rates that people are talking about. There's the maintenance fees that people are talking about. There's the taxes, the insurance. So many negative things that I've been hearing about. Get it serviced once a year. Have them keep it clean. The more you're servicing it, the longer life you're going to have on it. It's just like a car. You cannot keep running that car without an oil change. Buying a home is expensive. If you want financial freedom, though, sometimes you're just going to have to spend a lot more than throwing your money in the trash, which is essentially what happens when you are renting, because you're paying somebody else's financial freedom, not your own.
Meet Judy Julianne, Orlando's realtor, explorer, and lifestyle lover.
Inside one of Orlando's most exclusive homes, where cutting-edge design.
She's not just selling homes, she's matching people with the life they dream of.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready?
Judy, do you like elephants?
No.
No, neither do I, not so much. Especially the ones that are in the room right now when it comes to real estate. These high interest rates.
Lord.
Do you have any peace to spread to help me feel better about these things?
Well, what I can say is, if you're thinking about purchasing a home or you just purchased, first off, congratulations for those who purchased. And for those who are thinking about it, let's get into it, right? There's the interest rates that people are talking about. There's the maintenance fees that people are talking about. There's the taxes, the insurance. So many negative things that I've been hearing about. I've been combating, like it's real life discussions with other people. But there are benefits also why majority are still making that step. There are still benefits that majority are still taking that step. There's a reason why. And that's what I want to focus on today.
One of the benefits that I can think about, first one that comes to mind, is not having a damn landlord.
You know what? We may not have a landlord. Some people will complain about the HOA. However, it's so much better to have that HOA govern us than that landlord who tells you you cannot paint. You cannot remove these floorings. You cannot add this wood panel onto the wall because of the fact that this is my house. When you leave, I want it in this condition as soon as possible. When you are able to open your front door, take that key that you just got, unlock the door, walk in and say, this is mine. It is yours. Now, granted, we're in the United States of these Americas. You're still going to have to pay taxes. You're going to want to keep the insurance on that home. Insurance itself may not be as useful once the house is fully paid off. However, if anything happens on that home, it saves you a lot of money. So you're going to want to keep it. Those two costs, insurance and taxes, you're never going to get away from.
Judy, I'm going to ask you something really basic, but could probably be complex here.
All right.
Why own a home?
So there are always going to be 3 top reasons. I'm going to call it the top 3 reasons why people should own a home. Renting has become extremely expensive. I don't know about you, but I've been looking in just regular neighborhoods, 2,000 plus. Now, granted, right now, if you're going into purchasing a home, the interest rates are high. It is. But the interest rates go like this. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. At least you know when it goes down, you can refinance and lower it, which is ultimately going to lower your payments. But rent is going to continue to escalate, and it's never going to go anywhere. That's like throwing money in the garbage. The second reason why it is important for me to own your own home is because you have the power to control when something gets fixed, how you renovate that home, and how you make it a home for you and your family. When you're renting, honestly, you are at the mercy of your landlord. You're at the mercy of the homeowner. If they don't feel like what you're asking for is very important, you're going to be sitting there waiting for a very long time. The third reason why I feel like it is important to own a home is because that is the commitment you're making for your financial freedom. Equity is real. Yes, it doesn't look real while you're paying the mortgage, but if you have a tight spot and you need to take out some money, the easiest place to go is against your home while surviving whatever that calamity is. Or better yet, taking that equity to purchasing your dream home. A lot of the times we're going to start off with a starter because as a single woman or a single man, you are just purchasing a home for yourself. But then as you start elevating your life, you get married, you have kids, you're going to need something bigger and better. So majority of the time you would have purchased a starter home. Now that starter home is going to help you finance your dream home. And that's the top 3 reasons why.
Judy, I don't like surprise birthday parties. I also don't like surprise costs.
You don't like surprise birthday parties
I
though?
feel too much on the spot.
No. Have you ever had a surprise birthday
I
party?
have. That's why I know I don't like them.
No, those are the best because you know what a surprise birthday party reminds me of?
What's that?
Somebody cares about you enough to want to do that for you.
But couldn't they care enough about me to do that for me, but then also care enough to let me know?
No, because it's not a surprise.
Well,
Now,
let me ask you this.
I kind of get where you're going with this because you don't like surprises. But honestly, sometimes surprises are great, while other times when you're thinking of home ownership, they're not the best, right?
Right.
So the top 3 things that I've seen a lot of people worrying about when it comes to owning a home, and usually it's going to be the same things that I already talked about. Renting, you own your own home, you got to do your own maintenance on it. You have a roof, you have the AC, you have plumbing, you've got flooring, you've got that kitchen sink that just started leaking and now it's starting to warp underneath the sink and you don't know what the heck to do. The bathroom flapper is what they call it. Is that it? Is that the word? Yeah. Is that a flapper?
The flapper.
Okay, that flapper, when that goes out, I just turn off the water. Because I don't know how to fix it. But guess what? If I didn't budget for it, because that's a surprise expense, I'm going to turn off the water until it can get fixed. The great thing is there's 2 other bathrooms. So I don't necessarily need that flapper right then and there. Now, the guests, however, you might have to go upstairs. But you are going to have unexpected expenses. So that's why it's extremely important to budget when you're purchasing a home and to find a home that is not going to take you extreme out of your budget, right? Sometimes you just want to be in that house. You had it on your checklist that by 30 years old or 25 years old or whatever that age is, you wanted to be a homeowner. It's expensive. If somebody told you it's not, they're lying to you. It is expensive. One of my sellers had to pay $9,500 to replace their AC. Granted, an AC can last a long time. If you've owned the home for 10 plus years, that AC has done wonders for your health. And yes, AC is for your health. Being in the heat is not for the weak, it's not for the faint of heart. Many a days I've sang songs in the fan as a child.
I know that sound. Yeah, I did it too.
And then if you were really fancy, you took the water and you poured it down and then it started breezing on your, like you felt like you were at Disney.
That's another
with
level.
the mist. That is, but then you broke it. So you couldn't tell your dad how you broke it. So that's another story. But ACs to me is like one of the most important things that you want to maintain. And there's a couple of ways to keep them from going out right away. Number one, this is not an AC story, but I just want to give you some maintenance tips. Get it serviced once a year. Have them keep it clean. The more you're servicing it, the longer life you're going to have on it. It's just like a car. You cannot keep running that car without an oil change. It's going to stop on you. You don't want that to happen. So have them service the AC once a year. The electrical issues, it's not often you're going to have electrical problems. There are times where they start changing out what codes they have. We're not going to know that. But when you're doing your 4-point inspection, guess what? The inspector is going to let you know that. So that's why you're going to need to do the 4-point to get your insurance updated every so often. So that is going to be extremely important. Other things like roofs, there's no maintenance for a roof that you can possibly do. What you can do is just make sure if you're there for 20 plus years, you change out the roof. If you put away a couple of dollars, like let's say $300 every month into an account, guess what? That's going to take care of all of those emergency things when they happen. Because they're not going to all happen at one time. They're not. And if they do, the great news is we have insurance. Which leads me to number 2. Technically, it was my number 3, but because I just said it, it's going to be number 2. Insurance in Florida is running rampant. Unfortunately, there's no way to kind of like price gouge. They're price gouging us. They are. It's expensive, but you get what you pay for. Okay. When somebody gives you a premium of $1,100, that comes with nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like if you want to replace your roof, good luck. If you have a house leak, which one of my owners had, where literally it started flooding from the inside, not the out, because there is flood insurance, but there is interior flood insurance, not just the one from the outside. If you don't have water prevention, then unfortunately there's nothing you can do about that. So it's very important to, yes, price match, but do not take away what you need. Now, typically, insurance is going to be paid for by your mortgage. And if you put away a few extra dollars every so often, not you could pay it to your escrow or you can pay it to yourself. By the end of the year, when they send you that increase, you already have the money saved up. So technically, you can kind of, if it's an additional $1,500, you've already saved that $1,500. Just pay it up front. Your mortgage stays the same. Last but not least, taxes. Taxes are going to be one of the ones that are not as problematic as insurance or maintenance because it only goes up but so much. The only caveat to that is if they remove or change the laws on how homestead is assessed, then it will go drastically high. And with that being said, if you just purchased a home, please, your first year, please, your taxes are not going to be what it was when you purchased that home. Because of homestead, the previous owner was probably only paying $900 only, okay? You just purchased a $300,000 house. They purchased that house for $80,000. The value is going to be at $300,000. So prepare yourself for that. If you haven't spoken to or the lender has not told you that, give them a call after you watch this so that they can assess how much it will increase because they can do that. And try to put that away. Put it away so it's not a surprise when that invoice comes because you don't want that bill.
Judy, even though I own a home already, you got me excited about like buying another one now. Those are some great tips here. So wrap it up for me. What are some final thoughts on this subject?
Buying a home is expensive. If you want financial freedom, though, sometimes you're just going to have to spend a lot more than throwing your money in the trash, which is essentially what happens when you are renting because you're paying somebody else's financial freedom, not your own. When it comes to the maintenance of that responsibility, think of it as a vehicle. You have to maintain your car. You have to change the tires. You got to get an oil change. You got to make sure all of your levels on like the transmission fluid and everything is up to date so that that car can run efficiently. It's the same thing you're going to want to do with your home. Stop thinking of it as not a car. Just, this is my car. I have to maintain it. I've got to make sure it's running smoothly or it's going to give out on me. I love doing these videos because I get a lot of questions afterwards. So if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call, message me on this website, and again, Dan and I are having a great time doing it for you. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. Bye.